Well, tonight, they are all in for a treat. Something is in the streets of Verona for sure. Ear-kissing argument hath it that the feud between the Montagues and the Capulets are officially over. We has the whole story and scoop for you.
A depressed and tragic thing hath happened, and we are hither to give it thee a recap. From a stout love connection to many tragic deaths.
Well now, so here's the thing. Last week on the street of Verona, the two opposing families started a square. Prince Aeschylus hath said, "Once more, on pain of death, all men depart."
Later on, the Capulets threw a party, and guess who showed up? Our beautifully troubled Romeo and his gang.
Last week, Romeo was heartbroken over Rosaline's rejection. Newly single, Romeo wasted no time in getting himself a new girlfriend. One eyewitness hath said, Romeo had seemed so joyous that gent constantly had a smile on his face.
Wait, how doth we know if be true love? Those gents are opposing family. Recall, what if Romeo is a plan of the Montague to get rid of the Capulets for good, or is that gent just thither for excitement?
There's more to the situation. Sources from inside the Capulets family had said that Juliet was supposedly set up to marry Count Paris.
And as we all know, Lord Capulet threw a party and Romeo and his gang was not invited. Tybalt was furious for Romeo showing up, but Lord Capulet didn't kick Romeo out.
People saw Romeo and Juliet on the dance floor. Less dancing, but more kissing and talking.
Later that night, Romeo was nowhere to be found. His friends gave it up on that gent, but the next morning, that gent has shown up at Friar Lawrence. Friar Lawrence is a controversial priest for his respect for the Montagues and the Capulet. He spent his time growing secret potions in his herbal garden. Friar Lawrence concurred to marry the two lovers to turn their household ransom to pure love. Romeo wanted to keep the marriage a secret. That gent had kept it so concealed so well we didn't even know that they were married until now.
Wherefore didn't that gent just ask Lord Capulet if it be true that that gent could marry his daughter?
Well, the relationship was forbidden.
Well listen, Romeo went to the party. He didn't get kicked out. Now that tells you something, right? What if the nurse and Romeo has a secret love affair? Maybe this was set up for their love. Let's behold at some exclusive images we have caught on tape.
Nothing down. I don't think so, but moving on, those gents got married and Romeo was a happy soul. Two deaths has happened now soon after. Mercutio the problematic and Benvolio the peacemaker was walking down the street of Verona, at which hour those gents ran into Tybalt.
Tybalt has a bone to pick with Romeo for crashing the Capulets' party. So of course Mercutio's got to mock that gent first, and then cometh Romeo. Newly wed, Romeo wanted to avoid a square with his cousin-in-law, so he turns down Tybalt's stare.
Perhaps if Romeo did not and just fought Tybalt, one death could have been avoided.
Mercutio, kinsman to the prince, was murdered by Tybalt under Romeo's arm. So Romeo retaliates by killing Tybalt and then running hence.
Recall, the prince has threatened death if thither was another square in the streets. But Romeo gets lucky again, a gentler judgment vanished from his lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Shortly after Tybalt's death, Lord Capulet announced Juliet and Count Paris' wedding. Can thee believe it? That gent would force his daughter into marriage only a day after that lady's beloved cousin's death?
But the thing is, the lady wasn't grieving over Tybalt at all. The lady was grieving over Romeo's banishment.
So her parents unknowingly setting her up with the crime of marriage to two men probably made her grieving worse.
I remember the sketchy Friar Lawrence. He appears again in this complex plan for the two lovers.
What's he got to do with these two young romantics?
Well, he gave them a way to escape and meet together, however his plans are foiled. As you all see the headlines in the newspapers around Verona, we see the ground whereon these woes do lie, but the true ground of all these piteous woes we could not without circumstance disagree.
Found at the crime was also Count Paris laying next to a sword dead. One witness had said that Paris provoked Romeo to square him.
Romeo was found dead with an empty vial of poison in his hand, withered that yet got to still unknown.
The next victim found at the scene was Juliet with a hole in her body and a dagger in her left hand. Talk about a brutal death.
Yes, a tragic death had occurred, but Romeo and Juliet will have their happy ever after in the afterlife, and most importantly, the fight between the two families finally settled.
However, that's not the end. The final death of the night was Lady Montague, who had died due to heartbreak of Romeo's banishment.
Friar Lawrence confesses that he was responsible for some things. He had developed a plan for Juliet to fake her death while Romeo waited in Mantua. The friar was supposed to send word to Mantua of his plan, but Romeo's servant Balthazar was unaware and delivered news to his master of his beloved wife's death.
Romeo hastily made his way back to Verona and decided to kill himself by his lady's grave.
Lord Capulet Montague agreed to end the feud and raise up full statues to show respect for each other's children.
The fiery hate between the two families had finally been extinguished. That's all for this week. We'll see you in the next special.
Remember that sketchy Friar Lawrence?
People from every corner of Verona are gathering to see Joseph the Century. Everyone is searching for an empty seat in the crowd just to go home. We have a
Why you stop filming? Why you stop filming?
By my Christendom and by the moon, I Sarah, I swear to thee, an old hair whore, and an old hair whore is very good meat in Lent, but a So how was the joust?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Get him.
Yeah.
Hey, get him.
Hey, what's up?
5 footage.
What's up?
Oh my god.
That gent then telleth the lady of a potion that will killeth that lady, but only temporarily.
Horchata?
Yeah, man, it's kind of like horchata. It's the same consistency though.
On Tuesday evening, instead of being able to consummate the marriage, Benvolio and Mercutio meeteth debut, but debut kill.
That's it.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear when it hasn't been your day.